Step to the side, you'd better run and hide. More to the side, everybody wants to stay alive. Step to the side, you'd better run and hide. More to the side, everybody wants to stay alive. You never stop!
What is your major malfunction?
Welcome to the ChabDog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sunday mornings live from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. Where spontaneous sports talk rated R.
Don't make a fuck out of me.
Host Brandon Chavner and producer Eric the Well-Read bring you pregame picks with passion. With analysis from Abe Miranda.
First, I have to read you the Miranda rights.
Blix.
Let's get ready, come on!
And the wacky hot mess.
Fucking douche.
Plus special guests, music, movie clips, comedy.
So fat, the blood type is raccoon.
And always a little politics.
Some bear on the list.
The live call-in number is 252-585-4120. Join in the fun.
Hello.
And now, here's your host, ChabDog.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of ChabDog Sports Talk. We're on each Sunday morning, now 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific Time, brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional and business legal needs. We also do estate planning, so check that out at chabnerlaw.com. And this is also brought to you by ChabDog Sports Blog for your head of your sports headlines. Providing sports commentary, that's at chabdog.com. And on Facebook, the ChabDog Sports Talk site. A lot of good stuff being put up there about yesterday's college football games. We're, I guess, into the third week of that, and we'll talk about that this first half hour, and then get into our NFL picks. In addition to some very clips we have and other assorted things. We'll have a Miranda's Racing update as well. I want to say how happy I am to be here again with Abe in person and with my co-host Eric Sove. So, hello, Abe. Good morning.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. I see you're already there with your notes and organized as I would expect. And then Eric Sove, my co-host, producer, is going to have all the sound bites at the ready. Nice to see you, Eric.
ChabDog.
Yeah. And we've got Blix back for week 3. It's really the second official week he's been on the show. Yeah. And good to see you, Blix. Was kind of
it's going to be a video conference because y'all were out on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, we all had to get up early for this one.
You're a little more into your day, and
but we're looking forward to a great show today, ChabDog. We got some great. We're going to do our picks with passion here. It's going to take up most of the first hour. We got a few clips to put in here and there. Maybe a little Mary Tyler Moore and Sue Ann Nivens. I like that focus you had there with Betty White. You're kind of jinxing her, just kind of like Alabama got jinxed.
Is
yesterday.
She going to make 100? That's the thing. I hope so.
You're jinxing her, man. You're as bad as Joe Buck. So we got we're going to get all that through, and then you want to stick around and get our picks. We're just going to open up with on the second hour. We're going to come to confession first and tell you what happened last week. Some of us did well, some of us did not so well, and then we'll make our picks, and then we'll get on to ChabDog Racing and some college football and maybe a little baseball there before we finish the show. 2 hours of fun today,
right? And
ways of making money,
right? And yesterday was kind of a treacherous day in college football. Some unexpected things happened. Alabama got pushed to the brink by the Gators in the swamp, and it did kind of validate what I was thinking about their defense looking a little weaker, and their offense is not quite as dynamic. They're still better than almost everybody, but it doesn't seem to me to be the same power team that it was last year. It's just my inkling after what happened yesterday. Florida's got a pretty good team, I guess, but they've messed up a lot of people on that spread, and I guess you were one of them, Blix, huh?
Yes, I was one of them, and Florida actually showed me something in that game, and
wow, Why does we having technical difficulties here?
What happened?
Those nice people at Skype just
we just lost him.
Just killed our line here again. Oh well.
Okay, well you can get it back.
I'll reestablish the connection here, ChabDog, while you tell us a little bit more about.
Yeah, that Florida got behind and they just kept plotting and coming, asserting themselves on offense and putting points up there, and it turned out to be a cliffhanger. I don't know. Did you see that one, Abe?
I didn't. The Thursday night?
The Florida Alabama
college
game.
football
Oh
yesterday.
no, I didn't get a chance to see that.
Did you watch any college football yesterday?
I didn't watch any college football.
Oh, I watched a lot of college football here, ChabDog.
Well, yeah, somebody's got to be
about
able to talk a little about. I noticed that Iowa won big. They're kind of an underrated team, actually. So Blix pointed that out. They've beaten the spread 3 straight weeks with some pretty big wins.
Mm-hmm.
And North Carolina won. They beat Virginia. Penn State beat Auburn in the another whiteout game.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually looking pretty strong. I think they belong in the top 10.
Yeah, I think I saw that their victory over Auburn yesterday. Blix, we have you back. In fact, tell us what you thought about Penn State's victory over Auburn there.
Do what now? I couldn't hear you there.
Oh, Penn State's victory over Auburn?
Yeah, we're talking about. Did you see that?
Solidified Penn State as a top 10 school, even though I think there's only one real top 10 school right now. Everybody else has either fell off on this week or that week or played down to their opponents, and nobody's talking about them. We should start talking about Penn State because they are a powerhouse in the Big Ten.
Uh-huh.
Ohio State should be scared of them, but they should also be scared of Iowa.
That's what I was saying. Yep. The Hawkeyes have been. They've been kind of imposing their will on their strong team. They run the ball well. They play great at home, and I guess we'll see what happens when they play a tough team on the road. That's the real test for Iowa, because they just historically don't do that great on the road, I don't think.
Yeah, but they just played Iowa State last week on the road, and Iowa State was supposed to be the competitor for Ohio State this year, and Iowa State got ran off their own field by Iowa.
True.
Yeah. The Big Ten has a few. I mean, Michigan's definitely better, right? They won huge.
Well,
of course, they seem to always be playing at home.
Yeah, and they were playing a tomato can. Come on, ChabDog.
So you don't trust any of that, huh?
No, they won't measure up to Ohio State or Penn State this year.
Yeah, and Rutgers is playing better. They're undefeated, I think.
Yeah, but it's Rutgers. I mean, just wait. You just wait.
I got to notice it. Maryland's 3-0.
Yeah.
My Maryland.
Florida State is not up to. Is the old Florida State? The old Bobby Bowden years are well behind them now.
Well,
so
that's
they got
ACC.
clobbered pretty well.
We're talking ACC there.
So yeah, I guess
They
I'm mixing it up.
went on the air. Florida State is the best Division III school playing a Division I schedule. That's the way they're playing.
Yeah, best division preschool. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
I mean, they got
That doesn't
beat
say
by
a lot about
Jacksonville
Notre
State
Dame,
on
though.
their home field.
Because Notre Dame played them. That was a pretty close game, but I guess
Against Purdue. Yeah.
No. I'm saying against Florida State.
Oh, against Florida State. Exactly. It doesn't.
So
say
it
much
doesn't
about
reflect
Notre Dame.
that well on Notre
It does
Dame.
not.
But Notre Dame keeps winning, right? And
Yeah.
I
Until
guess people are getting excited about them.
they're going to hit the wall.
They beat. Did they beat Miami? Who did they beat last week? No, Purdue.
Purdue.
Yeah,
No, they
Purdue.
beat Purdue this week.
Yeah,
Yesterday. They
That
beat
was.
Purdue.
I didn't watch that game for very long. It just didn't catch my interest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Toledo last week,
Okay.
and barely beat Toledo.
Yeah, they barely slipped by Toledo, so it's one of those teams.
And the other good team is Oregon. Don't forget them.
Yeah.
They're in the top 5.
Well, they are, but it's.
You know-
I don't know.
What is this, like a West Coast bias? You're anti-bias here?
Well, no, I like USC, but it's
No,
just I know
Oregon.
who Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, I know who Oregon is, and they what? They're going to measure up against Alabama. Like that game will be the most boring game ever.
Oh,
No,
they
thanks.
they beat Ohio State, didn't they?
Well, they did actually. Yeah.
I don't even think Ohio State showed up for that game.
I don't. Yeah, I still don't respect them. That's 9 times out of 10 Ohio State wins that game. Yeah,
And
there's
then
some
don't
drop.
forget about Georgia. Georgia looked really strong. They
against South Carolina.
wasted
Yeah, the
South
Gamecocks.
Carolina.
You like Gamecocks, don't you?
They were the
Yeah, but you didn't
lame cocks.
cover.
What's
When
that?
you get these squash schools, you have to cover.
Oh.
It's been stated multiple times on
No, you
social media. Good teams win, great teams cover.
Well, South Carolina
Did not
great.
cover the spread on South Carolina.
They haven't been great for a long time, or even good.
Well, I've got a question for you,
What?
ChabDog.
Are you ready for some football?
Okay, what's your question?
That's it.
Are you ready for some football?
Oh, okay. You're chomping at the bit.
Yes, we got. Let's switch
all right.
the channel to some NFL
But,
pros here.
I
And,
know why. You also want to get away from anything relating to the Yankees because they're dying.
They're dying, but we'll talk about.
I don't know
baseball
why,
later.
but
let's
okay.
dive into our picks with passion.
Okay, all right.
100%
well,
picks with passion.
take
First
it
game
away.
up, we've got the Bills at the Dolphins. The 0-1 Bills, by the way, at the 1-0 Dolphins. 1 p.m. today Eastern, 10 a.m. ChabDog time. Buffalo -3. And here's a little tidbit for you. In 6 career games, Allen is 5-1 against Miami. He's passed for over 1,500 yards in those 5 games, which is over 300 yards a game. 17 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions so far. So, ChabDog, what do you think of the Dolphins and Bills? Is this going to
Do
be
we know? Okay, just to make sure, are there any injuries out there, significant injuries that we should be aware of? Abe, are you aware of anything?
Abe or Blix, you got any injury updates for them? 'Cause I don't happen to have those handy.
I have no injury updates whatsoever. I mean, I can double check, but
Okay.
as far as it goes, it's going to be head on. Number ones against number ones, both sides of the ball.
Yeah. It just Miami seems to have a pretty good defense, and I'm a little surprised that I guess because I'm not a huge Josh Allen fan that he's had so much success against them, and they just I think Miami's on a little bit of a roll. I would take them to cover that and win the game.
Well, in the last 7 meetings, Dolphins have covered 5 of the past 7 meetings, but not the last one in Week 17 last year. So it's only 3 points here.
And the Bills were playing better.
Yeah, and the Bills are playing better, and the Bills are 0-1. Are the Bills going to go 0-2?
I think so. Yeah.
Abe, you have any intel on this game?
Well, it's definitely that we got the Bills who've they've been dominating, especially last season. So right now, being 0-1 is not looking very good for them,
No.
and I don't think that they're going to come into this game wanting to be 0-2. So that I think there's a lot of things motivating the Bills. They have won at least 5. I believe maybe about 5 straight against Miami, and so they have a history of actually beating them.
Recent times.
However, this is a new year. The Dolphins look strong, and so it's actually going to be a very good matchup. So that's what I got on.
Yeah, it's going to be an entertaining game. On to the next one. We got the Rams 1-0 at the Colts 0-1. Well, Blix had his chance in there. ChabDog's so concerned. It's nice we got feelings here.
Going back to the Bills and Dolphins, it's simplistic on this from my standpoint is there's a lot of hype about the Dolphins challenging the Bills for the AFC East title this year. This is the game to prove they are that challenge to the Bills because everybody else thinks the Bills are just going to run through it and get that playoff spot and win the division. But I'm going with ChabDog on this one. I think the Dolphins are so amped up about this game, losing 5 straight to the Bills, that the Dolphins are going to come out to play, and they're going to give them one hell of a fight, just like Pittsburgh did to the Bills last week.
Yeah, but they barely got past the Patriots last week. I wasn't impressed by what I saw, and Tua looked scattered, and the Bills aren't going to go 0-2. Yeah.
Well, Bills better
2 sides of the same game there.
Yeah,
but
they better clean it up. Their there were a lot of penalties in that Steelers game. They looked sloppy. They looked like a fat guy with his shirt hanging out and just They were kind of stumbling over themselves in the second half.
They sure were.
I'm being harsh, but I mean that is what I saw.
Uh-huh.
That's the same coach as the team last year, right? The same coach
in Miami?
The Bills.
Oh, the Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it didn't look like the same team. The second half just didn't. They were imposters. So I'm sure they will come out with a little better focus. But
okay. Well,
what else do we got?
We got the Rams and the Colts. Rams 1-0, who won on smoking. Well, actually, won on smoking mirrors. They blew the doors off the Bears, and the Colts 0-1, playing in Indianapolis, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. ChabDog time. Rams are 3.5-point road favorites, and in this one we got the best NFL's best interior defensive lineman is against the league's best guard. Oh boy, that's Aaron Donald versus Quentin Nelson. But you guys were just dying to watch this matchup.
I don't know much about Quentin Nelson.
No, I like the name though. So he quietly plays for the Colts in the Midwest there, when he's like witness protection program. But Matt Stafford's coming off a huge Week 1 performance after seeing no time whatsoever in the preseason. But he did pass for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So the Colts secondary is probably not as good as the Bears secondary. So that's not going to bode well for the Colts.
Why don't you let Abe go first on this one?
Okay. Because Abe looks like he's dying. Abe's still getting us. You don't have that coffee perk yet, do you, Abe?
You know what? It's getting there, though.
Okay.
It's getting there.
You're a Marine, man. I don't want to hear anything from you. You're used to getting up early. You're used to a sergeant somebody banging on trash cans at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh,
get up, my
5:30. That would have been sleeping in the Marine Corps. Jeez.
Yeah, but it's all right. If you don't like the mornings, then you're part of a big club.
Yourself, or I will unscrew your head and shit down your neck.
Yeah, that's where you're used to hearing, aren't you, Abe?
What is your major malfunction?
I don't know, sir. I don't know. That was funny. Good times. I had some stories, that's for sure.
All right.
Tell us the story about the Rams and the Colts here.
Well, here's the thing. The Rams were absolutely dominating over the Bears last week. And, I would say, look, Matthew Stafford, he started off hot. He did really well. Of course, this is a game that they're definitely not going to be looking to lose. This is an away game for them. So that means that the Colts do have something to show up. They didn't do good in their season opener against the Seahawks.
They laid a big egg.
They definitely struggled, but like as Blix had pointed out, look, the Colts are going to come in there fired up, and so it's going to be a good game. At least I wouldn't say that the Rams are going to obliterate the Colts, but it is going to be a good fight, and so let's see where we go.
He's not showing his cards.
Yeah, I'll show my cards in the second hour.
He's following the instructions that I guess you gave instructions last week, which I thought you modified. But if we're not picking this week, we're not picking until the second hour. Okay, so I'll try to impart my kernels of.
Oh, there we go.
Wisdom.
We called it a teaser.
I don't know what to make of the Colts.
That's the joke.
I never know what to make of the Colts. Seems like every year they're the same team that doesn't stand out in my mind, but they do surprise from time to time during the season. So once I take them for granted as bad, they'll do something like beat the Rams. But I just there's a lot of reasons to think the Rams are going to have another good game, and it's an indoor stadium. Matthew Stafford probably likes this place. He probably does well here.
I will throw this in. I went to the Dodger game on Monday night, and Matthew Stafford was at the Dodger game on Monday night.
Pretty boy.
Yeah. And he probably does well at the Lucas Stadium.
Blix, you got any intel there on the Colts or the Rams?
Yeah, it's simplistic. Like last week when I was talking about the Ravens and Raiders and saying it was quarterback to tight end play that's going to make the difference, and we saw how that played out. In this game, it's quarterback pressure. who's going to get more pressure on the quarterback. And in this game, I think the Rams get more pressure on the quarterback, and the Rams actually control time of possession. They keep the ball. It's going to be a mediocre scoring game. I say somewhere between 42 and 48 points being put up as a maximum between these two teams. But the Rams control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, get quarterback pressure, and that run game ends it.
Okay, well, it's a 48.5 here, so I'm liking that pick on the under here. And here's something interesting. Stafford didn't have good times for all of his career with Detroit. In fact, only once did he go 2-0, and that was in 2017. So get this, if he gets 317 passing yards against the Colts, he'll have the most passing yards through the first 2 games of a season in his career.
He could go all the way.
Actually, I meant to hit this button.
Starting fast.
And next up is the Saints 1-0 against the Panthers 1-0, a divisional matchup at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. ChabDog time. And the Saints are road favorites at 3.5 points. But watch out for that Panthers quarterback, Sam Darnold. He was sacked only once last week, but hit 7 times by the Jets. What's that, Blix?
I'm sorry, you said watch out for that quarterback, Sam Darnold.
Then I see coffee's pouring your nose
good
there.
Quarterback, Sam Darnold.
Really? You got what is on most teams a second-string quarterback as your starter, and what happened last week with the Saints and Jameis Winston actually just coming out. He actually came out and showed he can be an NFL quarterback. This game is not going to be close, and I'm sorry for Panther fans, but here you go again. Another 1-15. It'll be 1-16 this year. That's the type of season you're heading down if you keep Sam Darnold.
You live in Carolina. Careful now.
Yeah, he's not talking like a Carolina homie.
No, he's being realistic here.
A homer, but
it is the Saints, and he's losing to the Saints.
He's being brutally honest.
Honest.
Because Carolina's mediocre.
Well, that was a good win against the Jets last week. I got to give it to Carolina there.
Yeah.
They weren't really
but the Saints
are
a better defense, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I was surprised 3.5 was the spread. I would expect it to be more like 5.
Well, it's a road game. Remember, they're playing in Carolina.
I don't think that there's a certain level of people are still. The Vegas is still not excited about believing the buying into the Jameis Winston thing. Mm-hmm. It's because we've done it before, and then he comes up with these really atrocious games where he throws 6 interceptions. Yeah, and looks like a baby. So
remember he only passed for like 120 yards last week. He did have 5 touchdowns, but he did not pass for a lot of yards. So they used him sparingly in the passing game. So if he does anything more,
does Carolina win this game at least rather consistently once a year? Do they win one game against the Saints? They're division rivals, right?
Yeah, I remember them losing both. They get swept. What do you think, Blix? Have you paid attention to the rivalry here?
Yeah, it's been ongoing since the entire division was put together, and it was like every year you had a different champion. Nobody won back-to-back until the Saints took over the division. Yeah. But
so in recent years, what was was it been dominated by the Saints?
It still was dominated by the Saints because they had Drew Brees, and Drew Brees just threw all over everybody, and of course, Michael Thomas is the number 1 receiver. Nobody could cover him in that division. And I still see it as the Panthers, and I'll add the Falcons into this, as the bottom rung of the NFC South. The Saints are 3, maybe 4 steps ahead of them in the rebuild mode. But everybody knows Tampa's taking that division this year.
Yeah, of course they are. All right.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's move on.
On to our next one. The Philadelphia Eagles are playing host to the San Francisco 49ers. 1 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. here in Newport Beach. San Fran favored by 3 points on the road here. Over under 49. And here's a little tidbit for you. Philadelphia's defense did not allow a single pass play of 20 or more yards last week, but that's when they were playing the Falcons. So this time it's Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers. Eagles. Niners. Bueller.
This is second.
Yeah, this is easy.
Okay,
this
go
is
ahead.
easy. Did anybody watch the 49ers game last week?
Yeah, I watched a few minutes of it.
I watched very little. I saw the garbage time at the end.
Garbage time is what you call it. What I call it is Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl claiming victory.
Mm-hmm.
What happened last week, they gave up. The final 3 minutes of that game was ridiculous. I said the 49ers would win that game but not cover the spread, and I was almost right on that. Just because they gave up at the 57-minute mark of that game. And they're playing a team now that can actually run the ball up and down the field on them. I like the spread. 49ers favored by 3. I think it's going to be a close game. But if you play for 57 minutes, the Eagles are going to beat you. End of story.
Well, Brandon and Abe were the only two people who took the Niners last week and won, and it was by a half point too, by the way. Yeah,
but
everyone else, we all got screwed.
Like you said, they were way ahead in that game, and they just let the
they just got soft and didn't care, and they got sloppy.
Like they had mercy on them.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns with 2 2-point conversions, and
they almost messed everybody
for a third
up.
one, and just couldn't get the job done to finish off the comeback. You can't play like that against a higher caliber team, and I'm sorry, but the Lions are not a high caliber team to me. The Eagles are.
So the Eagles have a running game. Is that what you're saying?
No, they have a running quarterback that actually increases their running game.
No, they have Jalen Hurts.
So Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
a running quarterback.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering about their running backs and their standard running game, not the quarterback.
I'm saying running game. They have an offense that can run up and down the field on you. Not just running game. They can do bubble screens. They can hit the slants and get 15, 20 yards down the field easily. If the Niners only play for 57 minutes and they're only up 7, this game will go to overtime because they cannot defend those short passes or keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket.
Well, here's some more intel for you. For those who don't, I was, before listening to you, really leaning more towards the Niners, but I'm hearing your discord there. Then I look at Vegas and the money line. Eagles are only minus 160, and the Eagles are plus 135, and the favorite San Fran's only minus 160. So Vegas is sort of indicating they're not sure what the outcome's going to be.
I think Vegas is having a hard time figuring this one out. So we'll just take all that under advisement. Anything you want to say about it, Abe, before you put that croissant in your mouth? Sorry,
that's the joke.
I'm here, guys.
It looks good.
All right.
So you know what? Look, the Eagles played fantastic last week, and they really held back. I mean, the Falcons, Falcons just they got held to like 100 and something yards. I mean, they didn't score much. So I mean,
32-6
definitely the 49ers are coming up, against a team that has a very strong defense. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a good game.
All right, on to the next. We have the Raiders 1-0 at the Steelers 1-0 in Pittsburgh, playing in Steeltown, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Newport Beach time. Pittsburgh's a 6.5-point favorite, and over under a 47 here. So, ChabDog, the Steelers last week, got into Josh Allen's head and moved. I like this guy's name, Minka Fitzpatrick. Their safety bouncing him all around the field here. So I think they could mess up the Raiders' heads too. What do you think?
Well, their defense is playing well. I'm not worried about the defense. I think it's whether the offense shows up, and they do probably need to score. I think they're going to score 30 points, between 25 and 30 points.
Yeah, they're over under 47.
They could win a close game, but Just historically, the Raiders have been beating them in close games, and it's gotten very annoying. They kind of have been partially ruining Pittsburgh's seasons with the wins they had the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have their best running back. I don't think is playing. Jacobs, he's not in, and that's going to make the Raiders pretty predictable. They're going to be passing consistently and probably trying to just feed off of Waller. Who's had a good. I think he had a pretty good game last week. So the Steelers are going to be trying to figure out how to stop that guy. So I do think this match is up. This looks well for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm. Bodes well for the Steelers. You know, in the past 4 meetings in these teams were decided by exactly 3 points. The past 4,
right? And that's why I don't want it to be close.
Last 4. So there's only been 2 series in NFL history where you've had 5 straight games decided by exactly 3 points. So this is how unusual it is for it to happen again. But I got a sense this is going to be another close game that could come down to 3 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I completely agree on that. It's going to be a close game, but ChabDog, you're bringing up Raiders running game and everything else. What about the Steelers running game? Do they have one?
They got Najee Harris, so
they only rushed for 75 yards last week. And you're talking about Jacobs being out for the Raiders and the Raiders being predictable. Well, guess what? The Steelers are predictable too because they can't run the ball. This is what happened to them last year.
Yeah.
Started out 11-0, and everybody figured out all they're doing is passing. That's going to be this situation again unless they establish a run game. I do like the Steelers in this game, but unless they show up with a run game, the Raiders are going to beat them.
Well, they got Najee Harris, who's, I think, going to be a good running back when he figures out how to play. So.
I think Najee Harris is learning on the job. He's doing really well. I really was very impressed with Roethlisberger last week. I actually have new appreciation for his talents. As old and as beat up as he is, I was extremely impressed.
Second half looked like Roethlisberger.
Oh, I think in the first half, the offense and the offensive coordinator exercised great restraint in not showing Buffalo. In fact, in just testing Buffalo's defense out instead of provoking them, and just staying cool and just staying under the radar there.
Yeah, it sounds
and then just
good.
Making adjustments in the second half and beating what we thought was a better team.
As long as your defense keeps you in the game while you're just going through the motions and trying to figure things out. But and that's what happened last week. The defense kept them going.
I don't like the 6.5 though, but I'd be careful.
It's a lot of points. Yeah, 6.5 is a lot of points.
A lot
to
of
give
points.
Pittsburgh's
It's
opponent.
a home game. All right.
Okay.
On to the next. We've got the Texans at the Browns. 1-0 Texans against the 0-1 Browns. Are the Browns going to go 0-2 this year, despite having such a great team? Probably not, because Cleveland.
Texans are going to Cleveland.
Yeah. And Cleveland is a 12.5-point favorite.
Yeah, everybody's expecting Cleveland to just whomp on these guys.
And if somebody wants some money on the money line, guess what? Texans, you can get plus 500.
Yes, I'm sure they're
plus one of the and there's
rewarded handsomely.
There's only one other line. There's another plus 500 on here. This is one of those games today. So Vegas is basically saying, go ahead, take a chance. We'll take your $100 because there's no way the Texans are going to beat the Browns. But hey, it's Tyrod. He's your favorite. It's Tyrod Taylor as quarterback for the Texans.
He had a good game last week.
It's his return to Cleveland.
I don't think Tyrod Taylor's necessarily the problem. I just think Cleveland wants to win this too bad. There's probably no stopping them today.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the Texans. They did come off with a W last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But we're going to see what's going to happen. I mean, this is a home game for the Browns, so they're definitely going to come out and show their force today. But what's interesting is I remember a time when Browns were losing every single game, and it's great to see how Cleveland has come up and have become more dominant here in the last couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really fun game. Last week, I did take the Browns, but I also said that the Browns and Kansas City would go on the over. I was right about that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a dogfight between two powerhouse AFC teams. This week, I got to look at history, and history states that Houston always plays Cleveland tough. It doesn't matter if it's the Texans or the Oilers. It's always been a real dogfight also.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, you got Tyrod Taylor coming back to Cleveland to face off against the guy who took his starting job. I think Baker Mayfield proves a point in this game. Everybody wants to look at the run game. I think this is Baker Mayfield proving a point that he is the guy. Finally, he's proving it. He's the guy, even without OBJ.
That's a perfect segue into our next game.
Are you ready for some football?
We've got the Patriots, 0-1 Patriots at the 0-1 Jets, another divisional matchup. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. in Newport Beach. Patriots favored by 5.5 points. And here comes the matchup of two rookie quarterbacks, Zach Wilson versus Mac Jones. Here we go. Pretty exciting.
Zach versus Mac.
Zach versus Mac. Last week, the over cashed in both Patriots-Jet games last season. There we are, after being a winning ticket just once in the last 4 seasons prior. I don't know. It's garbage
But
versus garbage,
it's in
guys.
New England, right?
It's in Jetstown. It's in New Jersey.
Oh, it's in New Jersey. Oh,
Yeah, it's the New York Jets playing in New Jersey.
that really makes it a spicy game. Like, I don't know about the Patriots on the road with a first-year quarterback playing somebody that hates them. The Jets really hate the Patriots.
I don't think the Patriots like the Jets anymore, though.
I know. I thought for some reason it was in New England, so
Nope.
I'm not feeling good about their chances.
Yeah, no, I like the Patriots here. I think they're just a better team.
No, I'm saying that the Jets probably can win this game.
Well, I wish them well. I mean, the new coach there, Salam's a good guy, and he's talented, but I don't think that he or the team are quite ready yet to beat a team of the caliber of the Patriots. I mean, it's just a better team.
Yeah.
Abe,
Well,
who do you like here? Or
Oh,
who do you
it's
think?
the Jets are going to be the Jets right now. The
that's
Jets
right.
are the Jets.
That's right.
And even though they've lost 10 consecutive games to the New England Patriots, which I mean
really is 10? Is 10?
Yeah. So
They can lose
so
one.
I mean, so the motivation to break this streak,
That's like going back to the butt fumble or something.
it.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, we're
was like
talking about
5
since
years.
2016, and you
That's
look
a
at
long
it.
time.
Yeah, it's a long
That's
time.
That's something that I
the
can relate to, though.
the motivation
Yeah.
is there. The motivation is there.
5
to beat them.
years.
But also the motivation on the Patriots side,
Yeah.
especially coming off a loss, okay, a dirty little loss, okay. That I mean, they're going to come in there and they're going to handle business, and here we go.
That was very unpatriot-like to lose last week the way they did. That was fumbling that ball. That was just crazy.
Yeah. They're not a good team either. The Jets are just worst.
There you go.
Are you ready for some football?
What's the money line on this?
I want to know what.
I bet it's like 300.
Close.
What the turnover differential is. It's like the plus minus on turnover.
We got the Patriots are minus 250, and the Jets are plus 200. And
See, that's a lot of.
on to the next.
I'm guessing this game's going to have 5 turnovers.
We got the Broncos 1-0 against the Jaguars 0-1. Broncos minus 275. Jaguars plus 220. Denver a 6-point favorite in Jacksonville. 6-point road favorite. What to watch for? Von Miller. There you go. Just watch. You're going to see a lot of Von Miller today. He crushes those and snorts those Adderalls.
He's just going to be going
They
off.
pick up Adderall in his blood. He says, "No, I got a doctor's note. I got to take it." Okay.
He's going to be standing over
Cleared.
Trevor.
He'll be snorting
Lawrence.
it and looking at people sideways like a big bull out there, and grabbing his nuts. And
It's interesting, though, that a defensive player is getting so much attention in this. I mean, usually it's not a guy like that you have to watch.
well, Trevor Lawrence better watch him.
But I think the Jags really did not impress anybody last week, and people are afraid of getting on that bandwagon.
Well, I wouldn't be afraid.
Somebody, I think, last week said they were jumping on that bandwagon, and I said, "Oh, really? You're gonna break that?"
With the Broncos bandwagon?
No, the Jags.
The Jags. Oh, we were all kind of getting off on the Jags, but well, Urban Meyer, that was a nice experiment.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that is a lot of points, but
I think he's going to take the USC job and leave mid-season.
I wouldn't expect the Jags to win this game. That's all I could say. No way.
Blix, how are you liking Broncos and Jags? Is that a good game?
I mean, Bridgewater does what Bridgewater does, and you still got Melvin Gordon, Jerry Jeudy, and Trevor Lawrence is trying to be that star he was at Clemson against an NFL defense. It's why he threw 3 picks last week. He's trying to force the ball in and not realizing the defenses are faster in the NFL. He's going to do the same thing this week, and I do not like the Jags' chances at home at all.
Sounds like, yeah.
And you know, the man with the lady named Judy. And
he's a good player. He came from Alabama
with a banjo on his knee.
Jerry Jeudy.
Abe, are you getting excited about this matchup?
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you something. I was definitely much more excited last week in the debut of Trevor Lawrence, and then after watching that game, it's kind of like, well, you know, I think the Jaguars still got some work to do. And you know, remember last week Jags were the faves, and they didn't even, you know, no bueno. So, you know, and the Urban Meyer, it didn't look good for both the rookie coach, didn't look very good for the rookie quarterback. You know, there were 3 interceptions in that game. Let's keep, you know, and so you know what? I'm not as excited. I'll put it to you that way. I'm definitely not as excited as last week.
Yeah.
And the agony of defeat.
It was horrible. Well, on to the next game. The Bengals 1-0 against the Bears 0-1. Bengals are holy crap. Chicago is a 2-point favorite.
Of course, they're playing in Chicago.
They're playing in Chicago. 45.5 is the over/under. So what are we watching?
When is the last time the Bengals were ever this competitive on the road? It doesn't happen very often.
Andy Dalton, formerly of the Bengals, is coming back.
Oh, he's playing his old team.
Playing his old team. So you got little torn hearts here, a little broken hearts.
This is set up for the Bears. Yeah, but Andy Dalton, he proved why.
Blix, you were so right last week in saying that the Bears have already given up on the season by starting Andy Dalton. I mean, this is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're going to do it again. They're going to put him back out there, and it's against a team that knows him. That's where he was brought in to take over a franchise, and he did. He took them to the playoffs, but then he turned into Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
It's another, going back to the Sam Darnold conversation, he's another good backup quarterback.
No.
But he's not a starter at all. And if they do not put Justin Fields in this game, the Bengals are going to run roughshod over them the entire game.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is the red-headed stepchild. Remember ChabDog? I would, for years, be going on about this every time. There's 2 times a year that the Steelers would play Cincinnati. I'd say no faith.
It's also been called the Red Rocket.
Well, yeah, 1 year in Dallas.
I disagree. I think this is going to be the day of the Dalton.
Day of the Dalton. Okay, I see what you're doing there. I think we're jumping ahead of ourselves to think the Bengals are going to play 2 really solid games in a row. So yeah, that's true.
Maybe it'll be close, but I'd go with an upset with the Bears.
Yeah, well, the Bears are 2-point favorites.
But that's more charity. That's just because they're playing at home.
Okay, well, we got to tighten up the schedule here. On to the next. We have the Vikings 0-1 at the Cardinals 1-0. This is our first afternoon game, 1:05 p.m. Eastern, or Newport Beach time, 4:05 p.m. Eastern. So it's Kyler Murray versus Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. One quarterback on the rise, another one treading water or sinking. And
yeah, they're playing in Arizona. The Vikings didn't show me a lot to like last week.
But
Cardinals showed a lot of. They're a good game. They're a good
what's
team.
the line? Arizona by how much?
4.
Yeah.
So
the
4 points.
People are teetering in respect to their respect for the Vikings after last week when they couldn't get it done in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
and Arizona's they must have a better defense than I thought.
It's another road game. I mean, the Cardinals did only play the Titans.
They did a good job last week, that's for sure. And Chandler Jones was...
Well, they made Benny Hill look like Benny Hill, finally. And Julio who?
The story was Chandler Jones, not Julio Jones last week.
Yes, it turned out to be.
Yeah, because he showed up with his clothes on, and he was very intense.
Yes. Yeah, he wasn't incoherent at all.
Yeah, he wasn't naked at a police station.
Yeah, taking bath salts.
So... Whatever. I mean, I think that the Cardinals are they're on the way. They're on the way up, and the other team, the Vikings, they're just every year they're trying to prove their worth, their inflated salaries, and that quarterback is a disappointment and a half.
Yeah, I'm selling Vikings and buying Cardinals here, to borrow a phrase from our buy, sell, and hold days. Abe, how do you like these guys?
The Vikings lost to the Bengals, and that didn't look good. Their O-line looked like crap, and and definitely the Cardinals are definitely looking like the better team here, and so it's not going to look too good for the Vikings, especially since I think the Vikings may have a little bit more injuries than those of the Cardinals. And so even, the only thing that the Bears got going for them is that it is their home opener, and that, and just really the power of the crowd. But will it be enough? We'll have to see in the second hour.
Okay.
What a great segue.
Leave us hanging.
We have the Falcons
hanging in suspension
at the Buccaneers. Okay, here's the other big baller. Vegas has got the Falcons at plus 500 on the money line. So it's basically like, go ahead and give us your money.
It's not enough.
Give us your $100.
It's not enough.
Buccaneers are 12.5 point. 12.5 point favorites over the Falcons. So there you go. 12.5 points.
Maybe a $1,500 money line would do it for me on this one.
Falcons aren't getting any respect whatsoever.
They shouldn't get any respect whatsoever. And after the Super Bowl hangover game has already been completed between the Buccaneers and Cowboys, and Bucs got to win, you're going to see that Buccaneers offense just completely destroy that Falcons defense this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a trip to the taxidermist for the Falcons.
Oh, geez. You think it's going to, it's going to happen.
They need to be deloused of Matty Lice. He's really worn his welcome out, I think.
Gotta remember, it's a division game, though, Abe. It's a division game. Don't divisions games usually play closer?
They usually do, don't they?
Yeah,
they normally do, but Tom Brady is pissed off about the way they played in Week 1. What's going to happen in Week 2?
Well, I think the Falcons got to be angry at something. Yeah.
And this is in Tampa Bay?
It's in Tampa Bay, but hey, does anyone seen that Subway commercial? This Wacky Hot Mess just brought that up.
Yeah, I don't like those Subway commercials.
No, the one with Tom Brady.
Do you like those Subway?
It's in black and white.
Yes, I've seen it.
I don't like the Subway commercials.
And this breadstick comes out of this glass vase, and it looks like a penis. It looks like literally like a penis because it's just like everything else is in black and white, but this breadstick is the flesh color like a white guy's dick.
No.
Oh yeah. Oh, you remember that commercial?
He snips it and everything. It's epic.
Yeah. He snips it.
It's commercial ever produced.
Yeah.
They have some weird stuff on the Subway commercial. They also have one with an accident attorney and they're mixing their product up with other products, and it's just losing it all focus. I don't know who's running that campaign. It's terrible. Terrible.
All right. It's a good segue into our next game. We have the Cowboys 0-1 at the Chargers 1-0, who just finished beating Washington last week.
The Cowboys have to go to face the Chargers on the road.
That's right. 4:25 p.m. Eastern, 1:25 p.m. here in ChabDog Land in Newport Beach.
It should be a high-scoring game, I think.
It's the over/under is 55.5, so Vegas definitely agrees with you here.
But
we get to watch Justin Herbert explode.
Chargers have a better defense than I thought, and they're athletic. They should be able to do enough to slow down, I think, Dallas, such that they can keep get this victory. But I think it'll be a good game to watch.
Well, Cowboys are looking to avoid their first 0-2 start since 2010. Geez, 11 years they haven't gone 0-2.
Well, I don't think they won 0-2 this week whatsoever. Last week, they understood that Tampa's defensive line wouldn't allow them to run the ball, so I expect Elliott to actually have a lot more involvement in the offense and controlling the clock. The over-under, I'll actually go under on the over-under on this one, but I still think it will be in the 40s combined because Herbert's starting to actually get the ball downfield and see open receivers, but I do not like the Chargers -3 on this one at all.
No,
No.
It's not a lot of points, though.
It's actually -3.5 from draft. We are using the DraftKings X's today, by the way.
Yes, you're supposed to let everybody know what we're...
Cowboys should actually be favored in this game.
Should be more, huh?
He's giving the Cowboys a lot of respect.
Yeah. But, I mean, the Chargers are home favorites at 3.5, so you think you're going Cowboy upset here. You think Cowboys have a chance to win this game?
I do.
Huh.
I do.
Did anybody see the Chargers-Bears Redskins WTFs last week?
Yeah, well, we watched a few minutes of it here. We flipped back and forth.
Did the Chargers play well, or was it just a sloppy game?
Neither team was all that great, so
they didn't look that sharp.
Shit, all the penalties.
Yeah, a lot of penalties, a lot of messes.
I hate that. You can't really tell much from that.
Well, it showed me that Washington was so back on Thursday night. Yeah, I was tempted to take Washington as well, but that spread there. Yeah,
Washington's still too careless.
Well, they're good at playing close games because they only lost by 5 points. They should have lost by a lot more. And the fact that San Diego, LA couldn't, the Chargers couldn't seal
really
the deal.
Close it?
Yeah,
that doesn't bode well for them, does it?
No, and they should get walled by Dallas.
I'm glad we discussed that.
That fits more in with what you're saying there. All right.
Are you ready for some football?
Next up, we have the Titans at the Seahawks. Titans 0-1, Seahawks 1-0. Seahawks 6-point home favorite.
Yeah,
so here we go, and it's the 2021 home opening at Lumen Field. What's a Lumen? Anybody know what a Lumen is?
So they changed the name of the field already?
Yeah, it used to be
what, in Seattle?
Yeah, in Seattle it was Quest
I thought that
Field.
was some kind of investment company that owned
changed
them.
to investments? No, that was Invesco in Denver.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which isn't anymore because Invesco has
changed
their name.
It's not really that noteworthy. It's just another corporation that owns
Lumen?
the rights. And you can't even pronounce it?
I don't. Yeah, it's
Lemon.
Well, it'd be lemon if it was. Well,
how do you spell it?
Lumen. Well, that's Dacey's 100% correct. Show contributor Dacey just chipped into Lumen as a unit.
But
that
can't be why it's that can't be have anything to do with it. It's just the name of the company.
Probably.
Maybe it's a light bulb company.
Maybe it's like Planned Parenthood, where the terms have nothing to do with what they actually do. You know what I mean? Because no one's planning those things. It's Unplanned Parenthood would be more. So Lumen, maybe it's a company that specializes in dark rooms.
All I can say is it's pretty lame. I like the days when the stadiums had real names.
Yeah, like Mile High Stadium.
Like Three River Stadium.
Three River Stadium, exactly.
Yeah, Arrowhead, Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
These corporate names, they don't do anything for me.
Corporate names get in there. Anyway, we got a game here to play.
Yankees.
The Seahawks are a much better team. The Titans, they're weak, man.
Well, you're just really disillusioned after last week.
Disillusioned? I didn't take them. I was
happy.
I was thrilled to see the Cardinals.
I didn't think they were anywhere near that bad.
Take Julio to the schoolyard.
So
beat Julio up in the schoolyard and steal all of
is
Benny Hill's
Julio?
lunch money.
Now we have to think they're going to go into Seattle. Hold up.
Derrick Henry, supposed to be the face of the franchise. 17 carries, 58 yards last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
That
lame.
just shows you do not have an offensive line going up against a dominant defensive front. That -6 or -6.5 for Seattle is justified right there. If you cannot control the line of scrimmage when you're on offense, you're going to get destroyed. And the Titans proved it last week. They can't control the line of scrimmage.
Does Seattle have a great defensive line? I never really thought.
They have an adequate one.
They don't seem like they're not a power team.
To shut Derrick Henry down.
Yeah.
So
between that and that they blitz their linebackers,
I'm not totally sold on them,
enough.
but they did prove me wrong last week, so I should be wary.
You got to think about this: the loudest stadium in the NFL, is the Seahawks Stadium.
No, it's not.
Well, Arrowhead is something to say about that.
Thank you, ChabDog.
Yeah,
but Seahawks are a close second.
No, and that's a very tough place to play.
It is,
and they're
Lumen Field.
How many? Yeah,
Tannehill dealing with that crowd noise, trying to get check downs and everything else.
Oh yeah, good luck. It's going to look like an episode out of Benny Hill. It's going to be great.
Okay,
perfect.
Next,
we've got the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs at the Ravens.
Oh, Sunday night. So
tonight we all get to watch.
You guys must
my
be
favorite
excited.
team.
Yeah.
And the wacky hot messes. We have to wait all day to watch our team play. It's like it's so it's tough to do.
Oh,
anyway,
I'm sorry for it.
So we got that game tonight.
Watch your team play. Shut up.
So Vegas is got a tough time with this game too because the Chiefs are -200 and the Baltimore's only +165. Chiefs are a 3.5 point road favorite. So
this is an important game for Baltimore.
Very important because they're 0-1 and a team like their caliber doesn't.
They don't want to
go
0-2 and have their season kind of messed up.
They won't go kicking. They'll go kicking and screaming.
So
which means it's
going to be a full court press there to somehow get through this and with a win. But based on what I saw last week, it's pretty hard to be a believer. And I just Lamar Jackson. He just doesn't, pay attention to the details lately. I mean, fumbling like that's uncalled for. He had 2 or 3 fumbles in the last
unconscionable
game.
sins.
Killed them.
Blix, did you see some of those unconscionable sins that the Ravens committed against the Raiders last week?
Oh, my goodness. They took over that game in the first quarter and then decided, hey, the football is a loaf of bread. Let me just carry it in one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened, and what I saw from the Chiefs last week, because, they played the Browns, I watched that entire game, that Chiefs defense is unrelentless. They are going to come after him, and Lamar Jackson made the quote before the season started, the NFL has not figured me out yet. Well, guess what? You done got figured out. That 3.5 point spread, or 3 point spread, I don't know what you got. I got 3.5 here on mine.
3.5. DraftKings is 3.5.
It is minute. The Chiefs are going to dominate both sides of the ball this game, and never bet against Patrick Mahomes 2 weeks in a row.
Well, I hope you're right. And he does have an 8-game winning streak in primetime contests. So, the trend is our friend here.
Exactly.
Abe, you want to say something?
First of all, I'd like to let everybody know that Patrick Mahomes is my QB on my fantasy team.
Okay, that's a good disclosure.
And let me tell you, he kicked ass. He kicked ass last week, and I got a buttload of points out of Patrick Mahomes. That guy looks sexy. He looks hot. He looks like he's ready to kick some ass.
Don't get carried away. Just try to maintain your objectivity.
Chill.
Yeah, it's just 1 week, you know.
Okay.
Well, that's where
You sound like you want to date him or something.
Yeah, that depleted Ravens defense and Patrick Mahomes on the field.
Yeah.
Actually, it was his birthday 2 days ago. I noticed that.
Yes, and it was his birthday as well.
So that's good for him.
All right. We come to our final game on Monday Night Football. The 0-1 Lions against the 0-1 Packers. Someone's going to come out 0-2 here. Green Bay is an 11.5-point favorite at home in Wisconsin.
A cupcake game for Green Bay.
Looks like a cupcake game, don't it?
Yeah, they need it.
Well, they sure do. But after the way, everything, I mean, we were bashing on Aaron Rodgers all summer about being a turncoat, about not being a team player, and boom, here it happened. The team just walked away. Blix, you said it, coined it perfectly during the game. You said they just gave up on, team just walked away, didn't they?
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers basically quit on the team, so the team quit on him, and proven point, you got beat by a rebuilding Saints team by 35 points.
Yeah.
They think it's going to be any different in week 2. I don't see it happening. I do not like the way the Lions are running things, but when you have 21 other players that say, fuck Aaron Rodgers, the Lions could look like gods on Monday night.
Oh, my.
But do we know that was really happening? Or is that just people speculating based on what happened on the field?
On Monday night.
Our own eyes.
I mean, I didn't see the game. I saw the score.
We watched I saw the parts of the game.
So what was going on? Were people not blocking and people not tackling?
Well, did you ever see Paper Lion with George Plimpton?
Aaron Rodgers threw 2 interceptions on 2 consecutive passes.
Yeah.
They were just terrible throws.
3 interceptions the entire season last year.
Did he look he didn't look that intense? Because he usually has a lot of intensity and looks like he's kind of jumping around on his toes. And
he looked like Ben Roethlisberger after the Browns beat them in the playoffs.
He looked like Cape Fear in the post-game press conference when he came out with that slick back hair and the wrinkles in his forehead, like he was some kind of psycho.
His new look, that sick new look.
Well, yeah, it looked like a psychopath.
Somebody needs to freaking take him to the barber.
Oh, it's all greasy too.
He was on a commercial for State Farm, and he had that creepy look, and I can't believe State Farm wants that to be part of their image.
Yeah,
I agree. And the thing about Aaron Rodgers is he's complaining about a guy getting drafted to replace him when he was in the same position when Brett Favre was
what a prima donna.
Turns out he was
short
the problem
memory
back then, and that's probably why they got rid of Favre too early.
That's so I'll have to think about that, but they are playing the Lions.
Well, here we go. We're only 3 minutes over heading into the break.
Let's get to the break, get to our clips, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yes, everyone have
with all sorts of other stuff.
All sorts of other stuff coming in the second, and the picks in the second hour of ChabDog Sports Talk Radio Show. All right.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you.
Yeah.
Go defy life.
Yeah, go defy life.
The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get
still
fit
have
for
him?
greatness.
You found him.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like ChabDog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
I have the power to get into the hottest clubs, the hottest dressing rooms, and the hottest chicks. I admit it all sounds pretty nifty in theory. Then why am I here? Why do I wish the music industry and the rest of the globe would just suck my dick, Tracy? I'll tell you why. I'm so terrifical, I even had my own toll-free number. 1-800.
Unbelievable.
Ford.
Hey, it's Ford Fairlane. Your money. Mr. Rock and Roll Detective.
Guy couldn't find a handle on a coffee cup. And what are your names? Neil and Bob? Is that like what you do, eh? Yeah.
Hey, you're that guy, the private eye.
You're a poet and didn't know it. Oh!
See, I've got something serious to discuss.
Yeah, what is it? Premature ejaculation? Like that time we were at her parents' wedding anniversary, and I told that joke. What's the definition of vagina? The box of penis comes in. Clint Eastwood. I fucked them. Oh! Robin Leach. I fucked them. Oh! Damn, baby. I hope you filled out some organ donor cards.
Yum, yum, chewy.
Talking to Zuzu was like masturbating with a cheese grater. Slightly amusing, but mostly painful.
Excuse me. Could you tell us how to get to Mann's Chinese Theater?
Come back to Michigan, asswipe.
Oh, we're from Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I'm from my dad's penis. Get out of here. Hey, great pipes, huh? I've heard cats fuck with more harmony than this kid.
Tell me about it.
Art Mooney. This case is getting closed. And now I'm on top of the Capitol Records building. So much for climbing down the fire escape shit. Johnny and Colleen were lucky to be dead, barking together in that big chuck wagon in the sky. At least they know who the fuck Art Mooney was. I'm losing my mind. Money, 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 money. Oh, when they needed money to get high, they would do those Rock Against Drug commercials. You see what I'm saying to you? That's what I'm saying. What am I saying? I don't know.
Hey, Dirt, we play the kind of music that your mother hates, and I know that because right now she's naked under the desk, swallowing my microphone.
You're okay, Johnny. It's to you.
Sucking my dick.
Here's to you, buddy. Sucking my dick.
Take a...
Well, hello, Ford. I'm hip. Well, I must say, you're an island of reality and an ocean of diarrhea.
Mr. Fairlane, I'm very rich. The kind of rich that warps minds. Nothing offends me. When I was 11, I walked in on my father and the Shetland pony he gave me for my 10th birthday. Does that excite you?
I don't know. I never met your father. Nice tie, Lieutenant Anus, sir.
Are you calling me an asshole?
I'm calling you an anus, but if you prefer...
You think you're so hot because you get in all the clubs, huh? Just because you have sex with great-looking women. You think you're so hot just because you broke the Ensenada tape piracy ring.
You gotta admit, those are all pretty good reasons.
Get the fuck out of here, jerk-off.
Hey, look, write down my number. 555-6321. Got it?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. 555 not a real number. They only use that in the movies.
No shit, honey. What do you think this is? Real life?
With you, Finch. But speaking as a representative of Her Majesty's Armed Forces, I take the most particular
You want me to tell you
exception-
something?
What?
You want me to tell you something? As far as I'm concerned, the whole British race is practically finished. If it hadn't been for Lend-Lease, if we hadn't kept your whole country afloat by giving you billions that you never even said thank you for, the whole phony outfit would be sunk right under the Atlantic years ago. Hey, what are you stopping for?
Get out of this machine.
Get out? I can't. You're crazy.
It's my machine. I'll do as I bloody well please.
Well, no,
Out!
I'm awfully sorry. You know, I've been very edgy today, and if I've said anything about England, I apologize.
Glad to hear you say so. I must say, if I had the grievous misfortune to be a citizen of this benighted country, I should be the most hesitant in offering any criticism whatever of any other.
Wait a minute. Are you knocking this country? Are you saying something against America?
Against it? I should be positively astounded to hear of anything that be said for it. Why, the whole bloody place is the most unspeakable matriarchy in the whole history of civilization. Look at yourself, and the way your wife and her strumpet of a mother push you through the hoop. As far as I can see, American men have been totally emasculated.
You've been
They're like
emasculated.
slaves. They die like flies from coronary thrombosis, while their women sit under hair dryers, eating chocolates, and arranging for every second Tuesday to be some sort of Mother's Day. And this positively infantile preoccupation with
bosoms.
In all my time in this wretched, godforsaken country, the one thing that has appalled me most of all is this preposterous preoccupation with bosoms. Don't you realize that they've become the dominant theme in American culture? In literature, advertising, in all fields of entertainment, and everything. I'll wager you anything you like. If American women stopped wearing brassieres, your whole national economy would collapse overnight.
That did happen a few years later. I can see why you picked this clip, ChabDog.
in the hardware
It's pretty
store
cool.
basement. Shall I let them
Yeah,
out?
pay attention.
How the hell could they get themselves locked in a basement? We better let them out.
That ain't fair.
It ain't fair. What ain't fair?
They got themselves in there. They ought to be able to get themselves out. After all, if you help them, you're not being fair to the others.
But
That's
the moment
right.
anybody gets to where they're going, we're going to pick them up. So what difference does it make? Who gets there first?
It's a race, ain't it? What do you want to help that dentist for? Me? I've been pulling all the while for that other guy, Pike, with the furniture van. The rules
Jonathan
ought to be
Winters.
the same for everybody. Otherwise, it just ain't fair.
Jonathan Winters. Pike. Oh.
Central to F7. No, we'll leave them where they are. See what happens. Watch all the exits, but render no assistance. Over. They happy?
And we're back.
That's
that. That
was a
funny.
great clip from one of my favorite movies, Mad World. Yeah.
Which is a perfect entree into our picks now in the second half. Welcome
Oh.
to ChabDog Sports Talk Show.
So we're
in
doing the
second
actual
hour.
picks now, or
We're going to do the
now?
picks, but before we do the picks, we have to atone for last week.
Oh,
Although I don't think ChabDog, we don't have much
Well,
to celebrate,
it is-
but we.
It is the second. It's a few days after Yom Kippur, which was on my birthday this year. Did you know that?
I did know that. Yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen too often, does it?
Yeah, I had to feel bad on my birthday, which is not good.
Yeah.
It's a day of atonement.
Well, here, before I get to the slaughters here of last week and our picks, let me just tell you some quick facts here. So, in terms of home and away, 8 home teams won, 8 home teams lost, 8 road teams won. So we're evenly split there. However, dogs and favorites, 11 dogs won. Only 5 favorites beat the line last week. And that usually happens normally. In my experience, in the last 30 years betting against the spreads here, usually all the favorites come in early in the season, and then it starts to go 50-50, and then it starts to get dog-heavy towards the end of the season. This is the first time, and I can remember where the dogs significantly outnumbered the favorites.
Okay.
With regards to the over-under, 7 overs hit, but 9 unders. So 9 of the unders hit, but none of the big ones. They're all small ones. The biggest under that hit was Steelers. Plus 225, or over, so Steelers at 225. And the money line, 9 positives hit, 7 negatives hit. So relatively well split, except for the dogs and favorites.
Okay, well let's go through the official.
ChabDog, you were 9-7.
Results.
I was 9-7.
Okay.
So let's do that. Blix, congratulations. You fought hard and got back to 8-8.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks to the night games.
Yep. Abe, 6-10.
Oh,
it's okay. I think he still did better than the Wacky Hot Mess and Tank, by the way.
So
Wacky Hot Mess 5-11. So I'm visualizing
when you're
an
speaking
open
into
of
a
5.
microphone, it just intensifies your brain power because you know that the stakes are raised because everybody can hear you.
Yeah.
So you're just too relaxed over there in your chair. You have to get a mic.
She's observing. Well, this is the studio now. It's in the green room. Yeah, I guess that is.
Yeah, I know Eric. It's
watching us through
to
the
be
glass,
even
the invisible glass.
above 500 at all against the spread seems to me to be a major accomplishment.
ChabDog, I've got stats going back years that show every year we consistently pick about 54-55% of the games.
Oh, okay. So we're very much on target here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's try to exceed
Let's try and
expectations.
extend this out again. So
I want to say first, I don't like Phil Simms' new look. I don't like those glasses very much.
No, I'm not digging that either.
Too kind of.
I don't think our audience is either. Because
cute.
you're listening to this show, you're not watching the pregame, wasting your time over there because you want to get.
I had the comment. It was in front of my face. So.
Okay. Well, myself, the Wacky Hot Mess, and Blix, we all took the Thursday night Giants on Thursday night and won there. And unfortunately, Abe and ChabDog took Washington, but it was a close game.
You didn't take Washington?
I did not take Washington.
You traitor! I can't believe
I'm
that.
not a Redskins fan. I'm a Redskins fan. The Redskins aren't
You used
playing.
to be when I met you. You were.
Okay. Well.
You don't want to forget up. You want to forget that.
I'm a Redskins fan.
Because
but
that's a
Redskins don't
racist team.
Look, let's make some picks here. Patriots at Jets. Patriots are 5.5-point favorites. ChabDog.
Patriots,
Give me
Jets.
Pats. No.
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Jets.
Yeah.
Abe.
Patriots.
Pats. Blix.
Pats.
Wacky Hot Mess. Patriots. Jeez. I'm taking the Patriots too. Sorry.
Okay, I'm the outlier.
Broncos at Jaguars.
I had a lot to gain from that game.
Wacky Hot Mess. Broncos. Abe.
Broncos.
ChabDog.
Broncos.
Blix.
I guess it's a round table right here. I'm taking the Broncos too.
And you know what? Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'll take the Jags and hope something funny happens because I just don't like when everyone's on the same side there. Next up, the Bills are the Dolphins. Bills 3-point favorites. ChabDog.
Dolphins.
Abe.
Dolphins.
Oh, boy. Blix, don't tell me you're taking the Dolphins.
Ma loves
It's only a 3-point spread.
It's going to be the day of the Dolphins and the day of the Dalton at the same time.
I'm taking the Bills.
ChabDog.
Sorry.
I can't hear Blix.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills, man.
Thank you. Wacky Hot Mess. Finally, some sanity. And I'm taking the Bills. You kidding? Bills going to... We can see it's a strong man playing a weakling here.
No.
49ers at the Eagles. Niners 3-point road favorites. I'll go first this time.
Let me go last.
It was pretty convincing. I'm going to take the Eagles. Wacky Hot Mess. Another Eagles bandwagon. Abe.
49ers.
Oh, 49ers. Blix.
This is tricky for me, but just the way the Niners dealt with the end of game last week, I'm taking the Eagles on this one.
There we go. ChabDog?
Yeah, I got kind of scared into the Eagles, I think, the more I thought about this. I know I should be taking the 49ers because they're a better team, but I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Oh, wow. So Abe's only one out on a branch here.
I'm leaving you stranded.
You can make up then with the Rams and the Colts. Rams are 3.5-point road favorites here. ChabDog, who do you like there? Rams and Colts. Rams by 3.5 on the road.
Mm-hmm. Wait, the Rams are playing the Colts?
Yeah, the Rams are playing the Colts. Remember we talked
All right.
about that?
Yeah, I see no reason not to go with the Rams.
Okay.
I don't even know who's playing quarterback for the Colts.
Carson Wentz.
Oh, forget that.
Really?
What a downer.
Well, Philadelphia thought he was great at one time.
Talk about a redheaded stepchild. That's a redheaded stepchild with no hair.
Wow.
Right?
Well, maybe only around his pubes unless he shaves down there, too. Abe, does Carson Wentz shave
Ralph
his pubes?
Malph with no hair.
I'm going to go with the Rams.
Another L.A. homeboy there.
Here we go.
Blix, you're a couple states over from Indiana. Who do you like there?
I'm taking the Rams as well.
Gonna ram it.
Wow. Ram it. Just ram it.
Wacky Hot Mess, you gonna ram it? My house, your house, Ram's house?
I can just see Jackie Slater telling me to ram it.
Yeah. And at the Colts, I think the Colts are gonna go 0-2 here. So I'm jumping on the Ram.
A lot of negative sentiment.
The Ram Bam wagon.
Yeah.
Okay, ChabDog, next up, Raiders at the Steelers. Steelers 6.5-point home favorites. Since you got so much invested in this, let's start with Abe. Abe, who do you like here?
I'm going to go with ChabDog's team here. Steelers.
Thank you.
6.5.
That was pretty...
Blix, you're the closest to...
easy for you, huh?
Three Rivers Stadium as anybody here. Who do you like today?
The Raiders, Darren Waller again this week.
Raiders and screaming children. That's
exactly.
Kind of Raiders, they get their children screaming there. Wacky Hot Mess, you hate the Raiders. Yeah, you're taking the Steelers. You never take the Raiders. All right, ChabDog.
Well, I'm not a Raider hater because I'm torn because I know the Steelers are going to win, but I don't know about 6.5. So, I know, but I just don't take them against the spread with a spread like that.
That's pretty bad
absentmindedly.
Uh-huh.
I go with the Steelers.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
They'll probably win by 7. If they win by 6, I'll be pissed.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think just like Thursday night was a. I'm warning you now. It's too late. You've already made your pick, but
Thursday night I did the thing with.
They'll win, but they're not going to cover. So
that's the problem.
The Raiders are going to do a backdoor cover here, but Steelers might.
That's what game we were actually calling.
I already said they'd cover, so I have to stick with that.
Yeah, you can all die and just Blix.
Yeah,
3 you can roast in your own juices.
I'm hoping to get that wrong.
I'll be happy with a money line bet. It's like, hey, at least I would have won a money line bet. Maybe lost against the spread. Maybe a money line bet. Yeah.
Okay, next up we have Bengals and Bears. Bears are 2-point favorites at home against the visiting Bengals, who could bungle it up at any time. Because of that, I'll take the Bears in 2 points. Why not? Abe?
Bengals.
In the last game, Wacky Hot Mess asked me who I was taking there. I'm taking the Raiders. You taking the Bengals, Abe?
I'm taking the Bengals.
Cincy. Okay. Blix, who do you like there?
You're believing in Joe Burrow.
Windy City.
Right? Simplistic. I think Justin Fields actually gets in this game, but the Bengals still cover and win this game.
So Bengal upset.
Yes.
Okay.
They're going to win out.
Bengals will win.
ChabDog. Do you say Bengals will win? Is that
no, I'm just trying to... Has anybody picked the Bears?
I did.
Okay. I'm going to go with... It's going to, like I said, the day of the Dalton.
Oh, Bears.
So, Bears.
Andy Dalton.
Bears.
Andy Dalton in Bengals game.
Yeah.
Day of the Dalton and Day of the Dolphins.
And Wacky Hot Mess. She's on the Bengals bandwagon. Cincy.
All right.
Okay, next up, Texans and Browns. Browns are 12.5-point home favorites to wallop the Texans.
God, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, no, I hate
a lot of points.
I don't like Benny Hill, but I'm sorry, I'm not giving the Browns 12.5 points.
Yeah.
They're not going to cover that. I'm taking the Texans.
I'll take the Texans.
Yeah,
definitely.
How about you, Blix? Is that too many points?
Yeah, it's a big spread, but really, I think that the whole Tyrod Taylor coming back to Cleveland thing is going to have a factor on the Browns, and I think they cover this week. I'm taking the Browns.
Wow. How about you, Abe? Is that convincing enough for you to take the Browns?
You know what? I Browns.
Wow.
Put it down. I'm hoping for a strong. It's going to suck if they don't cover the spread, but it's a big spread. It's a huge spread. So it is something to think about, but
you didn't think it was that bad.
We've got to yell in our cavernous studio here. Wacky Hot Mess. Oh, here we are.
Okay.
Dacey's got it here. And the Wacky Hot Mess is taking Cleveland as well. Wow, she thinks she's going to cover 12.5. Wow. Okay, next up, Saints at Panthers. Saints 3.5-point road favorites here against the well, they weren't pitiful last week against the Jets, but then they were playing the Jets. I'm taking the Saints. I think Jameis crab leg stealing Winston is going to have another fantastic game. Abe, who do you like?
I like the Saints too.
Saints. Blix?
Saints.
Wow.
Easily.
ChabDog.
Easily. Wow.
Ken Easley's not playing. ChabDog.
I hate to go with everybody else, but I have no reason not to, so I'm going with the Saints.
Wow. Wacky Hot Mess, are you on the same bandwagon here? Okay, you might want to run the other way because everybody's taking the Saints. Into the 4 p.m. games, we have Vikings at Cardinals. Cardinals -4. I'll give them 4 points. I'll take the Cards. Abe?
Same, Cards.
Cards. ChabDog?
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Wacky Hot Mess. Wow. Blix, do you like Redbirds? Do your grandkids like Redbirds? Or nieces and nephews?
I'm taking the Cards.
Get out! What? Get out of here!
Somebody's in trouble.
Somebody's in trouble there.
Okay.
And the agony of defeat.
Well, let's go on. What's
Bonnie Blix, who are you taking? The Cardinals?
Yeah, I'm taking the Cards.
Okay, we're all on the Cards there. Right. Next up, we have the Falcons at Buccaneers. Buccaneers 12.5-point favorites. Gentlemen, this is a divisional game. And the Falcons aren't that bad. I'm not giving the Bucs. I don't trust the Bucs. I'm taking the Falcons.
The Falcons aren't that bad?
Wacky Hot Mess thinks I'm crazy. She's taking the Bucs. ChabDog?
You sound like the president talking about a withdrawal from Afghanistan. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Well, I don't think the Falcons are that good. I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Wow. Abe?
I'm going with Bucs.
Wow. All right. Hey, Blix.
Yeah, I'm going to piss off my sister with this one because she's a Falcons fan, but I'm taking the Bucs as well, and I like ChabDog's analogy of that.
It's what I just couldn't stop thinking
like
about that
before, but there you go.
It wasn't that bad.
Titans at Seahawks. Seahawks a 6-point home favorite. I like those odds. I'll take the Seahawks. How about you, Blix? You like the Hawks today?
I do like the Hawks to cover that spread.
Yeah. And we'll go back the other way. Abe?
I like the Hawks too.
Wow. Wacky Hot Mess. Wow.
We're really going in the direction of a lot of blowouts today.
Yeah. It's only 6 points. What do you think, ChabDog? Really? Seahawks?
I always get the Seahawks wrong, even though
I get them wrong again. You gonna take them or
I'll go with the Seahawks. I feel bad about it.
They probably won't cover now. Okay, last game of the afternoon is Cowboys at Chargers. Chargers a 3.5-point road favorite. I'm taking the Hawks. Chargers 3.5 road favorite against the or home favorite against the Cowboys. I like the visiting Cowboys too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys in an upset. I like them.
Yeah, that's a good upset of the day.
They have to win this game.
Abe, are they going?
I like Cowboys.
Cowboys. Wacky? Cowgirls. And Blix?
Same. Cowboys.
Whoa.
There are a lot of things where everybody picked the same
we didn't
thing.
Have much
There was not much debate.
Any of that last week at all. So, and then tonight in the evening game, Chiefs and Ravens. Well, I'm taking the Chiefs regardless, and so is the Wacky Hot Mess. So, how about the rest of you, ChabDog?
Well, what's the line?
Ravens 3.5-point home dogs. So Chiefs by 3.5.
God, I'll go with the Chiefs.
Or a DraftKings line. Taking the Chiefs.
Grudgingly. I think I don't feel good about this because the Ravens really have to win.
Abe?
I like the Chiefs.
Chiefs and Blix, I know you like the Chiefs doing a big blowout here.
Yeah, exactly. Depleted defense and Lamar Jackson has been figured out, so
that's that.
Taking the Chiefs.
Okay, and then next up we got the Lions and the Packers. Monday Night Football, Packers 11.5. This is a divisional game, and same with the Falcons. The Lions aren't that bad. No, I'm not giving the Packers 11.5. Heck, damn it, the Lions might even upset them. ChabDog?
Yeah, I take the Lions to beat the spread, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. I think it's going to be an inflated spread.
The Wacky Hot Mess is on the Lion bandwagon. Blix, you going to jump on that bandwagon?
I'm jumping on that bandwagon. I just don't think the Packers are playing for Aaron Rodgers, and I'm with you, Eric, on this, that I think the Lions might actually win this game outright.
Well, that leaves it to you, Abe.
First of all, I want to say I'm absolutely disappointed that they only give Aaron Jones 9 yards, and you know what? I got to give the Packers one more chance just to see how it's going to go, how we're going to roll, how ugly it is. And I think the Lions, if they're getting smoked by the Lions, that's going to be a problem. So, Packers today.
Well, I hope they don't break your heart. Okay, perfect. And it's exactly hour. You know what that means.
Here comes Speed Racer, he's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life, Speed Racer, see it through. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go! He's up and flying as he guns a car around the track. He's jamming down the pedal like he's never coming back. Adventure's waiting just ahead. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go!
And good morning, ChabDog Racers. As always, I'm here to give you guys the best racing picks and updates and all the great stuff here in our ChabDog Sports Racing segment. Of course, what we already had our race for the weekend. We had the Bristol Motor Speedway race last night. Just a small little track. It is like a half-mile track. It's just nothing but a circle and fast cars. And guess what, everybody? Guess what? Next year...
They turn left?
Yeah, and they do turn left. Especially they turn left. But next year, the season opener for NASCAR is going to have it at the L.A. Coliseum. That's huge news, big moves. I mean, think about, we had the Dodgers go in there. Uh-huh. Now we have NASCAR going into the L.A. Coliseum.
They're going to turn the Coliseum into a race car track?
Where are they going to fit the track in the Coliseum?
They're fitting it in there. And it's going to be a tiny little track just like Bristol.
Oh, my God.
It's going to...
A racetrack in the Mausoleum. Don't they call it the Mausoleum?
Sometimes they call that stadium. I was just trying to picture.
That's a bad vibe for me.
Remember the Olympics? They had the 1600 ran around the inside of the stadium there.
Yeah, sure.
So that's it. So they're going to put an oval there and have people race.
They're going to put an oval. They're going to put some walls, and you're just going to, and it's going to be in the LA Coliseum.
Yeah, that's insane.
The very first time it's ever been done, and it's just great news because that's just kind of up the street from where we're at.
I mean, it's good for the community and everything.
That community? No, it's not good for that community.
What?
That community, like there's guns going off. There's a lot of people.
Well, they'll have to.
Around there.
They'll have to. That's the thing. They're going to have to patrol that and clean it up and make it user friendly.
Yeah, that's what they said. All this. Yeah, no, if they haven't done it yet, why are they going to do it now?
Oh,
is NASCAR?
So you're just throwing hot water on this whole cold water on this whole thing.
No, I'm not. I like it.
Don't be. Try to be optimistic. It could work out. It'll be interesting though. It's a NASCAR crowd. That's going to be coming in there.
It's going to be it's going to be a lot.
That'll be interesting.
Latte drinking blondes with big fake racks. Real NASCAR.
We're gonna have some January 6th rallies mixed in with this, and then there'll be a BLM procession through there. It'll be a mess.
Stinks on ice.
Okay.
You guys are funny. I love it. I don't know.
You can be our beat reporter for that. Okay?
I will. You know what?
I'm going to send you down there.
I'm going to go to that. Yeah, my racing segment will probably be live from the LA.
Actually, we really need to do a show from there, I think. So.
It's going to happen.
They can barely hear us now. They can hear us over all those cars and stuff.
We'll have to figure it out. By then, we'll be bigger than U.S. Steel. Okay, so what else you got?
All right, so
just getting warmed up.
So here we go. So of course, last week I had to make some picks, and of course you're just like, man, you're picking Kyle Larson. Here we go again. Rinse, lather, repeat, like a washing machine. Well, let me tell you something. Kyle Larson, he won. He won that race last night. He stood up on that podium. I sprayed champagne all over myself.
So you got it right.
Good. Yeah,
you're all proud of yourself.
Yeah, of course I'm proud of myself. Because you guys always like, oh, look at you picking the obvious.
We did it too. We did the week before. Exactly. Some of us got that right.
It's the ChabDog Racing team. You guys pick winners.
Right.
You pick winners. And you know what? So, of course, last week we had a good discussion about Penske. And we had some Penske. We did have some Penske up there winning the race. And, of course, we had, Ryan Blaney. He came in fourth. Your man, Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, I picked him out of nowhere.
Yeah. He came in sixth.
That's pretty good.
That's what I'm saying.
Just because I said that, he got in the top 10.
Joey Logano came in 11th.
No, that's good.
But I will tell you did have Kevin Harvick. So Kyle Larson.
Kevin Harvick's a good driver.
Kevin Harvick and William Bryan.
Yeah.
Byron, those were your winners last night. It was great. I will tell you there was a little bit of an incident at the very end of the race where Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick got into it.
Uh-oh.
There was some.
Why?
Well, that's a very good question. Keep it short because the racing segment is short. But essentially, there was some pushing and shoving going on.
Question.
There was some, let me bump you a little bit in the pit lane.
Uh-oh.
Let's push this and that. People got heated after the race. They got out of their cars.
Yeah, sounds like Harvick's got a hard on for Chase or vice versa. Huh?
Well, it again. Chase Elliott had to get into the pit lane because of a flat tire. He was trying to blame Kevin Harvick for it.
What a baby!
Just turned into some other displeasures that were going on. So, of course, Chase Elliott had to bump him. And, of course, then that heats up the situation.
Were any punches thrown?
Well, it almost went to punches because I think
like
Kevin Harvick was kind of smart in keeping his helmet on. You know what I mean? Chase Elliott took off his helmet and he was like, "Hey, let's get ready to rumble."
There haven't been too many famous fights in auto racing, but I do remember the one involving. Was it the Bobby and Davey Allison? There was one in 1979. There was a big fight.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about,
that was a good one.
We talked about this last week, was that we were in the playoffs, and we talked about how we were at first in the 16. We were in the round of 16 drivers. Well, now we're in the round of 12 drivers. Now
playoffs.
We got 12 drivers.
We've winnowed it down to 12. How long do we stay at 12?
We stay at 12 for about a couple races here.
See, I really like this because it's like you really, by the time you get down to the end, you feel like you've winnowed it out. And
11.
You've got the best. You have the best teams. The best guys.
Right now, as it stands, just run through the top 8 here. Just
11.
Kyle Larson is sitting up front. Martin Truex Jr., another Gibbs racer. Denny Hamlin, another Gibbs racer. Ryan Blaney, Team Penske. Kyle Busch, number 5. Joe Gibbs, Chase Elliott, Hendricks, Alex Bowman, Hendricks, and William Bryan. Those are your Hendricks. Those are your top 8. But of course, we've got 12. I would say that it looks dominated by Hendricks Motorsports, Joe Gibbs Racing, Team Penske, and at the very end, you got Stewart Haas Racing, which is he's the only outlier here, and he's number 12. That's Kevin Harvick in Stewart Haas Racing.
11.
We gotta get ChabDog Racing in there.
Yeah.
We gotta get ChabDog Racing in there. I know.
Diane ain't much of a living boy.
Of course, Or next race, or very next race.
You know why? And we're going to put a big S on top of the car so that when the car goes around the track, you can say, look at that S car go.
That's the joke.
He got it.
Yeah.
Where did I hear that stupid joke before?
It's great.
Some movie.
Fascinating. So we got about 3 races here. Just to answer your question, we have about 3 races here where we have a round of 12. That's going to be Las Vegas, Talladega, and Charlotte Motor
Ooh,
Speedway.
Talladega.
The 11. These are going to be the next 3 races, and this is your playoff round.
And that
12.
gets it down. Then they go down to 8.
11.
Then they go down to 8.
8, then 4, then 2.
Right. Right. No. Just 8 and then 4.
And then the 4 race against each other, and the winner is the winner.
And the winner gets the cup.
The winner of that race?
No, the winner of the...
So you get a certain number of points for winning that last race?
Right.
And then it goes in the master computer, and they figure out whether that person won it all?
They win it all. I mean, who's going to win that last...
I mean, I guess it works out that way. Whatever.
Let's have sex.
So right now we've got 12. Las Vegas Motor Speedway is coming up on
Goodness, I thought I was dumbfounded on the whole racing thing, but no, that last race with only 4 racers, whoever finishes in the top position of those 4 drivers wins the cup.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that race.
Gotta win.
Okay, well that's what I thought I asked, but then when your response was
against the other 3
your
drivers.
response was something I thought
I like
slightly
the way Abe
different.
said it better though,
because it left some doubt in my mind,
No,
but
it made it
I don't
more
think there
interesting,
should be
actually.
any
I'm
doubt.
bored
I
now.
mean, I think that last race should determine it all.
That's it.
Yeah, because they've already gotten down to.
I saw the previous ones of it determined.
It's just to winnow out all the chaff.
Yeah, so you've got these 4 drivers that are left, and of course they're all in there, and of course the winner is going to win all the everything.
But it's a big build up for something. That's good.
Yeah, it's a big build up, and it keeps it.
How do you defend against
And that one's only 1 race, so all the other races, all the other rounds.
So it's kind of like the BCS. It's kind of like the BCS. So
Mika Fitzpatrick there.
There should be odds. Are there odds on which racers are going to be the final 4?
Mm-hmm.
How much for the little girl?
As far as
pretty much,
yeah,
they're going to be up there. Yeah, I mean, you can bet on that.
Yeah.
How much for the women?
You could say, hey,
I want to try that next
Kyle
time I'm at
Larson
Vegas.
is going to be the ultimate.
That would be
winner
like
of this.
doing a good parlay.
Yeah, there you go.
So did the race happen yet this weekend, or is it?
Yeah, no, it happened. So Bristol happened last night.
Yeah,
and we're going to go for the Las Vegas Motor Speedway here on Sunday.
Okay.
Do you guys have any picks for that?
It's in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, about a mile and a half, more of a traditional type speedway. It's a big speedway. It's 267 laps. It's 400 miles. And again, I've kind of listed off some of the guys there on the last.
Well, I'm gonna go with Kevin Harvick. I think he's got something to prove after that loss, and his manhood was challenged by Chase Elliott. He's going to drive extra hard just to beat the crap out of Chase.
How about yourself? While we're
Is Joey Logano? Is he still there?
Joey Logano.
Like it.
Let's see. He's
Maybe
Joey Logano
he's
is
holding
number
on.
9. He's 9th in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I thought he was still there. I thought he was number 11, but I'll take Joey anyway.
I'm picking the guy that's number 12.
You should take the guy.
I should get bigger.
You should take number 11.
I should get bigger odds for my pick or something.
Someone's got to take
some
number
kind
11.
of big payoff.
Yeah, you are taking Kevin Harvick.
But he really needs to win that race, because then he helps him points wise to get closer to the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
Though I guess, is it theoretically possible for him to get into the top 4 at this point?
Yeah, I mean, he's just got to, he's just got to have to win. He's going to win. He's going to need to win some of these races here. These 3 races, he's got to come up.
He's got to win one.
He's got to come up. He's
Okay.
got to go.
So she's taking Elliott.
She's taking Chase Elliott.
Oh.
And
Blix, you
Blix,
got anybody?
Who do you want to take?
I have no clue about this NASCAR season, so
Wow.
I'm not making a projection on that.
You live in North
He doesn't
Carolina,
want to
too.
say anything.
Wow, okay.
All right, just give him William Byron for the hell of it.
William Byron, designated.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't really sound like a race car driver. He sounds like a poet.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
It's dropping number 3 there.
William Byron. And
is that Austin Dillon still? Is he still driving the number 3? I'll take him.
I'm a friend of Sierra Cana.
Okay.
Well, he's not. I can tell you one thing.
He's not in it.
He ain't in it.
He didn't make it. You can't go with him.
Oh well, didn't make the cut.
Well, we'll go with William Byron, and then I got for myself. I like all of these guys up front here. They all looking great. I can't go wrong with Kyle Larson again. But Martin Truex Jr. is there, and you know what?
Oh, wow.
Maybe I'm going to go a little different. Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr. Guys, that's he's hungry for it.
Yeah.
He can't let Kyle Larson just win every single race. So we're gonna.
I just want to say something. Those are. I haven't seen 12 guys that white since I watched 12 Angry Men. That movie. That is not a very diverse panel there.
Okay.
Nope. All right.
So, ChabDog, you want to talk a little baseball or college
Yeah,
football?
I do want to give a shout out to my Red Sox who are who they're pitching. It seemed to have returned, and so have some of the sick people that were on the COVID list, and they got a pretty vibrant lineup right now. With they're making hay against the Orioles, which is not really saying too much, but hey, you got to beat who you're playing, and they're wiping the slate clean with the Orioles in their yellow uniform. They're wearing new yellow uniforms. Mm-hmm. So I got very excited about that. And the Yankees are simultaneously losing their mojo.
Oh, I always booed A-Rod.
I don't know what's wrong with them, but they lost.
Are they even going to make it?
They got blown out by Cleveland last night.
Yep.
They lost to the Orioles a few days ago, and they might not make the playoffs because the Blue Jays are actually ahead of them now. So
yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. It looks like they're folding up the tent.
I don't know why.
Going home for some reason. The Blue Jays are going to get a spot that nobody counted on even just a few weeks ago.
But the Blue Jays have the son of a former Hall of Famer, Vladimir Guerrero, and that guy's got I think he's got 46 home runs or something. He's had a very good year.
Wow.
Everyone likes Yankees, but they're like IBM.
He's got a couple other good players. The Blue Jays are dangerous, but I think the Yankees just are missing something. That doesn't seem like a lineup, and maybe it's that their manager, who I don't like, Boone. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like him.
Jeter.
Now, I'm going to simplify everything here. Mm-hmm. The trading deadline. Everybody talked about the Yankees picking up and the Mets picking up and everything else. The New York teams failed completely. And me, a diehard Mets fan, is actually stating this publicly. Mm-hmm. But the teams that made the strategic moves or no moves at all are the ones in position to get those wild card spots, like the Blue Jays. Everybody joked about the moves that the St. Louis Cardinals made. Where are they at right now?
Yeah, they're as usual, the Cardinals are doing what they have to do to make the playoffs. That's just what the Cardinals do. And the Reds are being the Reds.
So amazing. The Atlanta Braves went out and brought back Adam Duvall, and they got Soler.
Yeah.
And now the Braves are going to end up winning the NL East.
So that's not a given anymore. The way the Braves have been playing lately, they are falling apart for some reason. And one of the problems may be that guy that was on. They thought he was going to come back. They're a good player, but he's out of the league until his battery charges have been resolved.
Giant black dildo.
What's his name? Azuno? Or
Giant black
I can't pronounce his name, but
his name
Marcel.
Yeah. Marcel.
Yeah, they don't need him.
Don't lie.
They have Paul Soler.
Well, it seemed like the Phillies are on their heels, and they could lose that. It's conceivable to me. So they probably will slide in, but they're not. I don't think they're playing that well, and the National League is loaded with the Dodgers and the Giants, and the Brewers are good, and the Cardinals should not be discounted because they play the Dodgers hard. What do you think, Abe?
I think it's just going to be such a great playoffs. I mean, Boston, Toronto is in it right now. Of course, the Dodgers are trying to catch up to San Francisco, so they don't have to play a wild card game, but we'll see how that works out. You got St. Louis in there. It's starting to look like a race. I think the one thing I want to just point out is if you're on our Facebook group at ChabDog Sports Talk Radio, we do have, at least I posted up a link up there for the playoffs fantasy game for ESPN and created a group there called ChabDog Sports. You can click onto the
So where is it?
It's
again?
on the Facebook.
On the ChabDog Sports Talk Facebook page?
Mhm.
And then you click on where?
Oh, you just click on the link that I provided there, and it'll take you straight to our group. Now the playoff pick'em hasn't quite begun yet because we're not in the playoffs.
Okay.
But I've just throwing it out there that we have a group out there at ESPN. As I play fantasy games. And
you got to go on ESPN and register there. Or something.
Yeah. You log in, you create a profile, but you can play these games for free. A lot of times there's a lot of other free there's giveaways and other things that are going on.
You created a ChabDog.
Yeah, game? It's like a league. So if you play the pick'em game for the playoffs, you can make couple picks and you can join different groups. But we have a ChabDog Sports group there that you can enter your picks for that group. And it kind of keeps us.
Well, make it easy for a low grade moron like me to figure out how to get in there and do that. So
yeah,
post it on our webpage and stuff.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a picture of the new Red Sox uniforms on my the profile page for the ChabDog site. So who knows how long that'll be up there?
Yeah,
to aggravate people like Eric.
And as always, it's always good if you are more of a Facebook person. We do have that wonderful Facebook group. Very easy to join. Just click join, and you'll automatically be in there. So if you like sports, you like Facebook, just click on that ChabDog.
There's no political questionnaire or litmus test.
No, there's no test necessary. There's no eye examination. Just click the join button and join the group. You get a lot of extra content throughout the week.
And don't forget to talk about the shirts.
Oh, and we've already prototyped a few shirts. We got a few shirts going on here in the studio.
I wore one. It was great.
ChabDog Sports Talk. Of course, the main star of the show, Bingo, is on that shirt. It's a beautiful shirt. I know that the fans love Bingo very much, and he's right there on full display for everybody.
We have that great clip at hand. I guess we don't. That clip with Ann Margaret saying bingo?
No. That one we don't have loaded today.
That's the way I feel about Bingo. He's he's the love of my life, that dog.
Okay. And do we want to talk about college football? If we're going to talk about college football, let's talk about Blick's pick 6. Blick's
what's that?
Blick's pick, you had 2 of 6. How'd it go yesterday?
Yeah, I went 2-4 for the second straight week, and I was completely destroyed by the Florida teams. I thought that Alabama would actually cover the spread of 14.5 against the Gators. They played down.
Looked good for a while. Yeah.
I thought UCF was better than they actually played this week. I took them, I think it was -6.
The Knights got slighted.
And
They got hurt by Louisville. Yeah.
They got destroyed by Louisville. And I really thought this was the week for Florida State to wake up.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Pardon the pun, because they played Wake Forest, but I thought this would be the week that they woke up. But now
I think I died and went to heaven.
Florida State as the weakest football team in the ACC.
And in Florida.
I thought they were going to be back. But all three
they
of those
couldn't be
teams
that bad.
That was 3 of my losses, but I picked everything back up. I took Ole Miss -14. They won by 40. And I took BYU +4. And BYU beat Arizona State at home. BYU is a force to be reckoned with out there in the West Coast.
You picked that right.
They're not a Power 5 type of school.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to get a New Year's Six type of bowl game.
The Devils,
but they are a damn good team.
The Sun Devils aren't exactly a national power.
No, but they're not bad. I mean, in the Pac-10 or 12 or 14, whatever they call themselves today, they're a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
No, the Pac-12 is Oregon. That's it.
Utah. Yeah, it's Oregon right now, and maybe USC with a sort of empty but meaningful victory yesterday. If you can have both at the same time.
All right. Well, I hope everybody's ready for some good games. I have good feel good karma about this week. Not that I don't for any week, but this is going to be good. So, how much time do we have?
Oh, we've got 3 minutes, then time to play our final song here. So we now got time to be freeform. Hey,
This is total freeform.
Roll
this
around,
is like
do whatever you want.
This is like a country without borders.
This is what the whole show used to be.
But
like.
this is a show. A country without borders is really not a country.
No.
Well, build a wall if it's a country without borders.
Yeah.
You know what? We did have
Build a wall,
Brian
somebody else
has
pay for
joined
it.
the show, and Brian probably doesn't know that we start the show. Brian, we start the show at 8 a.m. now for the football season.
He thought he was calling in
with
for the
another
second hour.
Calling in just before the break.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Brian. How are you doing?
To an hour, but I see now that, I know.
Brian.
I just want to say hello. And
yeah, it's always good to hear from you, man.
I'll come in at 9 o'clock at least next week. Earlier, if I can.
Brian is the purveyor of Sports Rock, which is another Facebook page that a group that I'm part of, and
Wacky Hot Mess follows Brian.
And we've met a lot of good people through that page. It's I love the combination of music and sports. It's a lot like the way I feel. So
yeah, make sure you go.
Yeah, we got the football contest going on here.
A what?
We got that
that's right. I'm in
contest
your
going on,
contest,
yeah.
and I did pretty well last year, but I didn't win it. But we have some pretty good football minds in that group, including Brian. So, Brian, you're in the lead in that race right now, right?
Yeah, I came out 5-1 somehow. The only one I missed were 4-1. I missed the Vikings. But,
Oh well.
Well, I got the Redskins, the Washington Giants game right, didn't I?
Yeah.
So there were probably a few people that
I got
took the
that
Giants.
too. I was surprised most people picked Washington.
Really? Because we were lucky to get that game.
Yeah.
The guy jumps off sides. You saw that, right?
A win's a win. A win's a win.
That's it.
Yeah.
Too bad teams.
And it's a win.
They still have way too many penalties. It's just a sign of a poorly coached team to do that all the time. Reds. So you also had the Raiders game, right?
Oh yeah, I got that one.
You did pretty well last week, I think. Yeah.
I just had a feeling that Vegas would do it in their first game.
So what do you think about this week's game, the Steelers Vegas?
Ooh, I go Steelers on that one.
6.5 points. You'll
didn't
take
hesitate
Steelers
that
-6.5.
much. She didn't
hesitate
hesitate.
at all.
I like that.
Okay.
I don't like
you're right.
that. Yeah, the spread's kind of big, but I take the win for
You're right. In
Steelers.
fact, Brian, we got to wrap it up now.
Yeah.
So, Brian, how about you give us? You start off with your last word. Start off the last word with yours. What do you want to say?
My last word for today: Happy birthday, Joe Morgan.
All right.
Greatest second baseman.
Chicken wing.
Great second baseman for my Reds.
Yes, he was an amazing player.
And Blix, what are your words out the door here?
Be ready for some upsets and be ready for some unforeseen final scores here today.
Abe Miranda writes.
As always, have yourself a wonderful, beautiful week. And big shout out to all the cheapies out there that are newly subscribing to some of these podcasts here. A group of stoolies out there that, we've kind of befriended over the week. And it's kind of nice to have a new group of folks that are chiming into the show. A little bit of a new audience out there. And so,
that's great.
We'll be talking a little bit about them as we go, as we become better and better friends. Well, we'll talk a little bit about them.
Okay, and wacky hot mess.
May the best team win.
Okay, that leaves me. Yes, I'm watching the Chiefs tonight. I like them. ChabDog.
Everybody have a great week. It was another fascinating show. let's go out with some.
We're going to twist it.
Chubby Checker.
All right.
Some Chabby Checker.
Chabby Checker.
And my prediction for the end of the year is that this is a prop bet, one of those weird bets that either by the end of the year, Aaron Rodgers will shave off his ponytail or somebody on the team will shave it off for him.
Yes!
No shave November.
Yeah,
All right, Gary.
November.
I'll pop in early next week.
I'm going to sing my song. It won't take long. We're going to do the twist, and it goes like this.